While in his home, Blade is approached by a mysterious man. Blade tells him to leave. Don't talk, don't think, just leave. The man tells him he can't hide from the world after what he has done to it, and he will not leave, for he have a charge. He brings the word from the spell guard, the keepers of the balance, and Blade is called to serve them. The spell guard? Blade asks. Always someone new who thinks they're in charge. As Blade was possessed by Varney, made a vessel, he is known to them, and that's why they wanted to speak with him personally. Blade asks the man who he is, and he answers that his name is Damian, hand of the spell guards, and he brings the good news. Blade tells Damian that whomever his little cult is, he have no interest in them, and to leave or he will kill him. He counters with, I see, you are welcome to try. Blade throws his weapon, but it just goes through Damian, like he is hologram. Damian asks him if he now feels better after trying to kill him. Blade realizes that he is some kind of magician, and he explains to him that he is student of mystic arts. His consciousness is here, but his body is somewhere far, because he imagined Blade would be antisocial. Then tells him to hear what they have to say. He brings the good news. What news? Blade asks, and he answers with, your self-imposed penance is over. It's time to kill again, and I have someone for you who deserves it. Blade asks who, and he tells him the name Pontius Van Helsing. Blade asks once again who, but Damian ignores him as he is walking out of the place and tells him they should meet in person as Blade is flashed by a light. It is helicopter organized as his transportation. Blade thinks to himself that they are fetching him like a lost wild dog. Damian tells him to get in and continue this conversation in a place more civilized. Blade is skeptical about going in the helicopter, but sometimes you are curious about where it goes. As he arrives to the destination, he is greeted by Damian in person, who says that he can smell Blade's anger from here. To what he responds, you haven't seen an ounce of my anger. I assume your spell guard has a master, and you're not it. They should have come in person. Damian tells him that their master is everywhere, and asks him if he can feel that. He can see a single hair moving on Blade's head. They are made humble by power of his gaze. He then orders his man to bring someone. 2 men were holding another hooded man captive, and Blade usually takes the side of captive. Damian says, the occult is a game of balance. Its powers are not for all to seek, and orders his men to remove his hood. As they remove the hood, he tells him he hopes there is a still part of Blade that cares about innocence. Blade wonders what is he looking at. Whatever this man is, his eyes ask Blade to kill him, begging him like he can hear his thoughts. Damian tells Blade that this was done to him by vampires, a hidden sect that believes they have found new power in the world of magic, and this man is one of their experiments. He was kind enough to spare Blade of the sight of what they done to children. Blade asks if Pontius Van Helsing did this. He tells him no. Pontius was the man charged with killing those who did this, but he was corrupted by them, seduced by them. He split their leader in 2 and took his authority. What he seeks is a path to the darkest magic, training himself in that darkness like building a muscle, practicing on the innocent. This dagger will lead you to him, and our master wishes you to kill them all, because he knows what you are, Blade, and hiding in the jungle shames you. Spare this man of his future. Show your worth to the true master of all magic. Blade realizes that Damian speaks in spells. He can feel his words dancing across his skin. Low magic, the kind of low magic that blends his desire with Blade's. Damian orders him to kill that man now. Blade counters with, your little cult is none of my concern. But if the spell guard wants to make me an enemy, consider me cool with that. Damian tells him that he knows what has to happen now. 2 servants say end the disbelief for balance as they attack Blade. Blade says to himself that anger is like a warm bath, always there when he needs it. Blade lunges to them, attacking with his sword, while they are trying to kill him with magic. He immediately cuts one of the guys in pieces, and stabs the other in the chest, and then through the head. He puts a weapon to Damian's neck, and tells him, "You know what has to happen now." He says that Blade is not a coward after all. The one who sees will be pleased to know that. Blade asks him about his magic. Is he a talker? His power is in his voice, and slashes him across the throat, leaving him on the ground to bleed out. He walks to that disfigured man and asks him if he is sure, and the man just puts his head to the ground, ready for execution. Blade tells him to close his eyes, and so the man does. Blade then relieves a man from his sufferings by severing his head from his body. Blade doesn't think they were lying about Pontius. Sure, he will look into him, but on his own terms. And then the spell guard will come to know him well.